Hello, we are back, and I'm Saucekay this time, not Tupaloop to start, so that's a change.
Yeah, this time you got your name right.
I did.
So
Yeah,
good job, good job. You were back for round two, which is going to be so exciting. It is the last round before top 16.
yeah, we're gonna try and get a win in. I believe it's Kai'Sa versus Yi for this
Hmm.
one, so I'm excited to see this matchup here. There's a couple of spicy takes for both the decks here. I got to see Consult the Past in the Kai'Sa list, which I don't think is very common, and then for the Yi list, two Dead Bloom Predators as well as two Primal Mites, which I thought was kind of interesting.
I think the Primal Mites are good in the deck. I like Primal Mite a lot. And I think that like to me it's always been surprising that we were like cutting them at least out of the main deck. So and we even saw last game how they can really come in handy. That
Right.
+7 is insane.
Plus, it's a lot of stats. It's a lot of stats,
There's a lot
and
of
it's very
stats.
quick too. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think Primal Might's fine as like a one-off, just to kind of force your opponent to play around it. I think most players will play around only one, which is why I think he kind of made that adaptation to just put that second one into the main deck. Because after they see the first one, they're like, okay, I'm no longer afraid of Primal Might, and then he gotchas them.
Maybe he gets them that way. You're right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what or how the games go. I mean, we've seen. I mean, Kaisa versus Yi is not the newest matchup, but it's always fun to see.
I agree. I agree. I think it's always great to watch two of the top decks of the meta
Hmm.
just face out, like, clash with each other. It's not fun watching mirrors, and it's not fun watching only the top two decks clash against each other. But I think this is going to be only the second time we see a Yi versus Kai'Sa in the tournament so far on the broadcast. So I'm excited to see it, and we'll probably see something similar to that in the finals as well. I know Annie made it into the top 16, so hopefully she
Let's
makes that
go.
to the
Fingers
final.
crossed.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of interesting things coming to the top 16. Yeah, we haven't seen too much Kaisa and Yi. I feel like we've actually seen more Annie on the stream than we've seen Kaisa and Yi, which is
This is
a good
true.
cool
This is
thing. Cool
true.
thing. Cool
Well,
thing.
I mean, what's surprising is that, like, what was it? We had, I think I saw on the tables around 10 to 15 Annies, and then
Hmm.
of those 10 to 15, like six of them were at the top of the tables.
That's awesome. Fantastic. I think Annie is so good. It feels really, really strong, especially in Kaisa. It feels like it's a
Hmm.
good matchup in Kaisa. The deck that I'm so sad we haven't seen though is Teemo.
Yes, Timo did not show his face literally at all at this tournament. So players are shuffling, so we're just going to go pan over to them right now. Oh, actually, they're right into the thick of it here. Burning just going to use that Find Your Center here on turn one, which is usually the best turn to play it here. So Nathanael just going to respond in kind by using that Watchful Sentry to get himself that point, be able to use two of those runes freely because that is a Targon's Peak. So going to exhaust rather, an additional two, and then just have that one ready right there for you. So
Yeah, and we were able to use up all of, or I think all of our runes, but because of Tarkon's Peak's ability, and we can bring it up here real quick for everyone,
give it.
he's actually able to get those two runes back, which kind of emulates that ability that we saw with Annie all throughout the weekend.
Yep. And then now this, I feel like this has been a very common play for a lot of these E players. Just drop down to Kiana, pit rookie it, make it 5, get it out of that range with that 4, which kind of bullies out the Kiana or the Kai'Sa as well as that Trifarian Hopeful, or Noxus Hopeful rather. And yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to hold, which means that he gets 2 points here. He will be able to retreat it if he so chooses, but I mean, maybe he just wants the card at this point. He's already gotten 2 points out of that card, kind of done everything he's wanted to.
Yeah, the only reason I would think that maybe we would, well, I guess there's like a couple of things to think here, right? Like Yi can be really strong in the defense with that +2, so maybe we don't want to give him Targons. But while we're holding Targons, we're not going to get that extra 2 mana. We have to have conquered it the turn, I believe it is. Yeah, it is when
Mhm.
you conquer. So we won't be able to capitalize on any more Targons Peak if we just continue to hold it. But it looks like we're going to be taking both battlefields, and we're up to 3 points while Burning still at 0.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very good start here for the Kai'Sa player. He really wants to be able to get under that Yi before he's really able to stabilize through those Dead Bloom Predators. We do know that Burning is on that double Primal Might, so maybe he'll be able to stabilize a little bit earlier just because we do know that he's playing a little bit lower to the ground here. And then he's going to try and go ahead and get himself into that Targon's Peak, wants to be able to utilize this Kiana Conquer effect here, but Nathaniel just probably going to do something like a smoke screen here, is forced to recycle one of
Ooh.
these runes. So now this Kiana is set to 1, and it's going to be up to Burning to have either an On Guard or Discipline to respond.
Yeah, it's 1-1 right now between the two. So it would be a trade unless he has something. And he does have a lot of mana, or a lot of runes up. Looks like we're going to have a Defy for the smoke screen. Uh, do we have anything else? And it doesn't look like it, but we will get to do that Death Knell, which is draw a card.
Right. And so now that this Kiana gets to Conqueror, she's going to get essentially 2 effects now, right? At the end of this turn, he's going to be able to ready 2 of those runes. And then as well, this Kiana is going to either exhaust or draw a card. Looks like it's going to be that exhausting right there. Or sorry, channeling of that rune. So Defy honestly doing a great job here, essentially just making his Kiana Conqueror net neutral in a sense, because it does use that power to play that Defy. But it doesn't feel too bad here, especially because you do get to use those runes. So now he is going to force himself to tuck another card here. 2 runes have been recycled here for this Kaiser. I feel like this is honestly a fairly big deal here. And then a second Defy is going to respond in
Ooh.
kind. Now, Burning is right back up to 2 points, and Nathaniel is going to have to find something here. He's stuck at this 6 rune on this next turn because he's recycled so many runes. And while Burning is recycling all of his runes, I don't think he minds too much just because he's still at 5 runes. So it's like, you know, he's going to be able to go up to 7. He was able to channel twice this game through that Kiana plus the Find Your Center. And so now Nathaniel's really on the back foot here. I mean, 6 mana on turn 4 definitely doesn't feel good, especially when you don't have control of the board here. And he just sent 2 cards essentially into his discard, right? Because they were defied, so they didn't do anything other than just recycle his runes. And so now this Falling Star is going to come down as well, and he will be able to get rid of the Pit Rookie and that Clockwork Keeper as well. So not going to feel too bad. Going to be able to recover at least a little bit here, but still forced to deal with this here. And that Discipline going to be responded in kind.
Yeah, Discipline's going to bring that Pit Rookie up to 4 health, or 4 might, which means not only does he get to draw a card, but Pit Rookie could survive this Falling Star. Oh, and a second one, they might both survive here. And after how many runes Nathaniel spent last turn, almost seems a little bit impatient, and he's lacking the runes here. Hopefully the Falling Star can complete.
Yeah, I mean, the double discipline here feels pretty devastating, as now both of these units will be able to be out of reach of this Falling Star, and so Nathaniel has to figure out something a little bit quicker here. We'll be able to send in that Ravenblood student if he wants to deal with this Pit Rookie, but this Kiana is just too big to deal with right now, and because of how few runes he has available, it's going to be a long time before he's going to be able to deal with that Kiana.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a problem here for Nathaniel. Yeah, like it feels like you need to do something now, but his impatience is what got him into this position. So it may be a moment to take stock of where we're at. I don't like it. It feels rough right now, but it looks like we're gonna be cleaving this Noxus, and it completed, or it resolved. So Noxus is coming up as a 7 versus a 5. He's able to beat. Oh, sorry, versus the 7 Kiana because the +2. They're able to trade, but Ravenbloom is a 3 right now. We could potentially trade into the Pit Rookie, but we could also take Targon's Peak as another option.
And a second Falling Star at that. Listen, I mean, he's down to just 3 runes in play right now, but it's going to give him a little bit of space to recover. I think really his biggest issue right now after that double Falling Star, being able to clear that full field as well, definitely puts him in a lot more ease. This Master you will be able to come down if he so chooses, though, and that will be able to ready 2 more runes if he decides to go right into this Ravenbloom student. And while Nathaniel does finally have control of the board, he's down to just 3 runes, like we had just stated, and only 1 card in hand. I feel like this Kiana is just getting starved. Or, sorry, this Kaisa is getting starved.
Yeah, I feel like this Kaisa just committed way too much this last turn. We'll have to see. I mean, what he can do, but 3 runes versus going to 9 here. For Burning, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it was 7. My bad. I didn't realize he'd already channeled his runes. But going versus 7, it's a huge discrepancy between the two. I'm very concerned for Nathaniel right now.
Yeah, and one of the big things here is that Burning still has 3 cards, so he's just got so many more resources here available to him, and while those resources are available, he is afraid of that smoke screen because that does pump up the Raven Balloon student and force the Yi actually to a 2, which means that the Raven Balloon student does actually beat him. So just too afraid to deal with that smoke screen for now. Doesn't actually have an answer as of yet. But 3 cards are going to be exhausted here. It looks like it's a retreat in hand. So really not too much to be afraid of here. So Yordle going to come down, just be able to find another card, which I think is everything Nathanael needs right now. And then now he's just going to move that unit back, which should tell Burning that, hey, look, he did feign the smoke screen, but he doesn't actually have it. So maybe in these next following turns, he takes note of that and takes advantage of it here. So we'll have to see how this goes. Burning is 4 to 5, is going to put himself right back up to 5 here. Nathaniel for sure has no answers to deal with this 6 mite unit.
Uh, and we get the mask down. I think this is the first time we've seen the mask this game. It is mask, right? Yeah, Mask of Foresight.
Mask of Foresight is one of these cards that I thought was very interesting. I think it makes a lot of sense in a Yi deck where you just only want 1 unit on the field here. So he's just going to use the Meditate just to be able to draw a card because it is efficient use of the card here. Sometimes you are able to draw 2 cards just because you are always keeping the big dude just by himself. You're not really moving him off the battlefield there. And while this Yi is a 9 mite unit essentially, Nathaniel has to figure out how to get around it. And right now, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult for Kaisa to come up into. Let's see here. He's up to 2, 4, 7 versus. I mean, I guess it's back to 8 for E, but he'll be going to 9. I mean, 7 is Watcher technically.
Sort of. All right, so he's just going to use the Kaisa here. I like this a lot. He just needs to be able to find some more cards. He needs more options, obviously, here. This Yi is just too big to deal with right now.
Yeah, he's gigantic. Especially like once it comes into defending, he's going to be a 9.
Yep, and I think one of the other things here is that Nathaniel's playing around this Primal Might. Might have seen Burning playing a little bit earlier and seen it, but I mean, it is a fairly common card to see as a one-off here. And with that many runes available, you have to be afraid of this Yi and what it might be able to do here. So now he's just going to recycle 1 rune. Looks like he's going to hide a card there, and I think we know exactly what that card is.
Yeah, I think in this case, we definitely do. There's also just like not too many that Kaisa would have, which makes it interesting because now Burning is like, oh, you have a hidden card? Is that anything other than Consult in Kaisa? If I'm wrong in that chat, obviously, give other ideas, but
Sprite Call, and then what's the name of that 2-cost unit that when it's 2 might, when it comes into play, you give another unit -2. That's the only other thing that would be played in there, but I think he's just playing it to just kind of throw off the opponent and figure out what the heck he's doing here. So that's thank you, chat. Blast Cone Fae. Yep, the Blast Cone Fae.
Yeah, I just don't think either of those are too common in Kaisa.
No,
I'm wrong with that.
Not at all.
So it was interesting. Like, what is there? What is it, right, that Burning has to deal with?
So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those cards. So he's just going to send in his Dead Bloom Predator. I like this a lot. It's going to be a 9 for right now. And so now Nathaniel is forced to use this Consult the Past. I think Burning just kind of had the read. It was like, it can't be anything other than a Consult the Past. So just going to play around that, or play through it here, and then just force it to be used. And so now this Kaisa is in a pretty bad spot. So Retreat going to be the response in kind. I like this a lot. Going to be able to channel 1 rune because he has been starving for him.
Yeah, and he was able to draw some cards too, which is never bad. Normally, Kaisa's not in need of this many cards because it's able to draw consistently throughout his game, but it does seem like we're low in the hand count here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now another card going to be hidden. We have to assume that that is a Zonia's here. So I think Nathaniel is just going to be playing around the Zonias as well as he can. But the problem is now Burning has a 9 and an 11 to get over.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
yeah, that's going to be tough.
100%. And I'm assuming this is going to be a Zonia's here on Burning's side with that hidden underneath the Dead Bloom, which means even if he can get through the 11, he's got to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be the nightmare scenario here. So we'll have to see what happens here. Actually, here's a question for you. if the unit gets Zonia's inside of Vilema's cave, does it stay inside the cave because it can't go to base?
I assume from how my guess is that it would be worded, it goes back to base and it's able to go away from the Vile Maw. Because otherwise, that just doesn't seem like that's. I'm assuming that it would go back to base. There's like probably some wording. I'm sure I think they've like redone some wordings with erratas where it goes back to base. Yeah.
Okay, so it does.
It's the
Recall is
for
not
recall.
a move.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, chat.
thank you.
That was a weird one. I'm just gonna trust chat here, even though like 90% of the time chat is wrong. But I just trust you enough. I don't know why. I believe it.
I
It
trust
sounds
chat.
reasonable.
Chat's been correct most of the time. So far right now. Let's see. It'll change, but it's okay. I'm a chat believer. So we do put 4. I think we have the voice here go on to that Yi, who
Yep.
for now is a 6. So he only needs 2 more damage to get knocked out. But if we see someone go up, he will become a 9 and there'll be 5 damage. So Void Seeker makes Raven Bloom a 3. We have the 2 Yordle, and I don't remember which character got the cleave. But both are going up. Oh, no? No.
No.
So we just scoop.
Just a scoop there. I think he realizes that, like, even if he deals with this here, the Zonia's is going to be able to protect the Yi, and Burning will be right back, right at 7, I believe. I think he was at 6. I can't remember because they cleared it too quick for me to take a look right beforehand. But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty tough situation here. I think Burning navigated this game 1 here very masterfully here. Knowing when to play the Yi, I think is one of the most difficult things for a lot of these Master Yi players to perfect, I guess is the best way to put it. And because he wasn't able to find really any footing after that Yi came down, it just kind of ended it there. And I think also it comes back to that turn where he just double falling starred and Hextech raid and just used way too many resources to deal with all those small units.
Yeah, we got impatient and just burnt through all of our runes. It was really painful, and it doesn't seem like we were able to recover from it. So we'll have to see if Kaisa can, fix it this turn. But I think we went first last game.
Yeah.
And we'll get to go first again, but it's not like we have any more of an advantage this game.
Yeah, and I mean, no Targon's Peak either makes it a little bit more difficult here for the Kai'Sa player. I think that the Yi was able to utilize the Targon's Peak a little better than the Kai'Sa player himself, which never feels good.
Yeah, that's like the worry I feel like of like Targon's Peak, as especially your game 1. Your game 1 battlefield is A, you don't even know if you're going first or second, and B, it definitely can help your opponent as well. But let's see what we have for our going first. That was in our battlefield deck. Let's see.
I have to assume it's Dreaming Tree. I mean, usually Dreaming Tree is played on the blind for these Kai'Sa players. Just being able to utilize the draw on 9 different spells in your deck makes Dreaming Tree just such a great blind because you don't really care if you go first or second. You still get to utilize that effect fairly often. So it is going to be up to Nathanael to be able to bring it back here into the series. But Yi is obviously a very favorite matchup into Kai'Sa. It's what brought it into prominence to begin with. So yeah, I mean, looks like a Dreaming Tree and Void Gate is going to be the battlefields now.
So let's see here. We are going to be going to the mulligan, and just for those of you who are new to Riftbound or just tuning into the stream, we do start with a 4-card hand in Riftbound, and you're allowed to mulligan away 2 of them. They go to the bottom of your deck, and you draw the next 2. There is no shuffling that happens in between your next draw or anything like that. So even if you draw into like the worst cards possible, you would have drawn into them either way. So we'll have to see what happens. We do have a 2-drop here, which is going to be that Raven Bloom student. And Burning also gets one, but he has one rune left unexhausted.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good place here to be if you are Nathanael. You have the Raven Bloom students to start the game here, which I think is usually the best 2 on turn 1 here. So just going to be able to put down 2 more units as well. Doesn't really mind if this Raven Bloom student gets taken out here. I don't know if Burning wants to utilize his Disciplined or On Guard just to be able to get rid of the student. I think it makes a lot of sense. And okay, Pit Rookie makes a little bit more sense here.
Hmm.
Don't have to commit anything further than just playing a 2-drop, and you get another unit on top of the fact here. So going to be able to clear out that Ravenblood student, and then possibly in this following turn here, be able to utilize that 1 mana for an Unguard as well. It looks like a Mask is going to be played. So now this Clockwork, which was a 2, is now essentially a 6.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. He's kind of emulating a little Stalwart Poro right now, but he gets that +1 all the time instead of only during defense. But with the cape, the helmet as well. Oh my god, I missed the mask.
Yep.
Uh,
So,
insane.
ooh, there you go. That's a great answer here.
Ouch.
Unyielding Spirit going to be able to deny that Falling Star completely here, and now no damaging spells are going to be able to work here. And while that Falling Star once was going to clear that whole field, I mean, that Unyielding Spirit definitely showing how good it is in the board.
Exactly. Yeah, what are we supposed to do now? I mean, we could commit a Noxus Hopeful. There's no more runes left up, it looks like. And it would be able to deal with a 3, but it's still painful to lose lose your falling star like that when you already spent all those runes.
So that cleave is going to be able to be utilized here. Be able to protect that Noxus Hopeful, get over that 6 might through that mask and the Yi here. So now this Pit Rookie kind of stuck by himself here, kind of forced almost into this Void Gate. So yeah, BurningX got to find himself a little bit more footing on these following turns because Nathanael is just getting so much pressure early on here. While that Unyielding Spirit did feel really good, I mean, he still has all of these 4s to deal with. He still has to deal with this Sentry, and then on top of the fact that Nathaniel's up 2 points.
Yeah, that is for sure. And it's going to be hard getting into it without the +2 of the Yi defense. We do get the +1, I guess, from the mask, but it's only if you're going in by yourself, I think.
Yes. Whenever attacks are alone. Or defends alone, yeah. So, I mean, I think the second mask here is really what Burning is trying to find into this matchup, just because if he gets that second one, then all of his 2s are actually 4s. And once that second mask kind of hits the field, I feel like it's pretty difficult to deal with literally any unit that the Yi has. Really, the only ways to deal with it would be just hard removal in those Hextech Rays and Falling Stars and Cathian Rains and what have you here. So, Nathaniel just definitely navigating this as best as he can here. That Pit Rookie is going to be essentially a 5 right now. And it's going to be up to Nathaniel to kind of get around it here. He doesn't quite have the answer as of yet. We'll have to commit something like a cleave. But yeah, I mean, I think right now this is Kai'Sa favored. It still feels very back and forth. I'm not really sure who kind of has the edge here. But yeah, it's going to be up to Kai'Sa to maintain this tempo and close out this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I feel like we started with a little bit, more points last game as well, and they were able to come back. Unless I'm misremembering, could be as well. But at least we do have the Void Gate, which is going to boost up our damage. But Defy comes down again. He's got it in his. I mean, he had it in his hand this time and last time. It's going to really hurt to be spending all this without it actually doing any damage.
Yeah, I mean, that Defy has been really the tale as old as time here, if you will, for Burning. He just doesn't have any answers to it, and even if he does something like Smoke Screen here, it's not going to have too heavy of an impact. But this Riptide Rex is going to come down, be able to develop a 6 as well, or a 6 might unit as well, and so now Nathaniel going to be all the way up to 5 points, and Burning is falling further and further behind as this game goes on. These holds have been very difficult for him to break. And he just doesn't have enough resources right now to be able to deal with it. No Yi as well just makes this increasingly difficult.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rough match. Riptide Rex was an interesting sideboard by Nathaniel, though obviously it did end up helping him here. And not defiable.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons why people have been putting it into the boards. I haven't seen it too frequently, but I have seen it enough to kind of, be like, oh, that
Ooh,
is a card. So
Primal.
looks like Primal Might's going to be dropped down here. Going to be able to draw him another card through that Dreaming Tree and be able
Yep.
to get rid of that Noxus Hopeful as well. So thankfully able to answer one of the things that's going on here, but doesn't quite have enough resources yet to deal with everything else.
Yeah, we're able to break into here. The really cool thing that I think, or interesting thing to me always is with Dreaming Tree, even if it, obviously Kai'Sa can't defy it, but I mean, like, even if someone's able to defy something at Dreaming Tree, you still get the draw because it's I think it's like at cast is how it's worded or something. But you still get it even if it's defied. If you it's at oh my god, what's the word? 1 second.
Chosen.
Yeah, when you choose instead of when it's like the card goes off. No, he drew off the Dreaming Tree. Or I thought he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Let's see here. So it looks like we're also gonna play up a Watchful Sentry. +1 is not like too much, but it will be a potential draw. But Raven Bloom can be absolutely gigantic sometimes. So
Yeah, I mean, Nathaniel's been navigating this game very well here. This Riptide Rex, I feel like, was pretty much a game changer for a lot of this here. And now, yeah, I mean, just no way to break both of these battlefields here. So Burning just going to go ahead and go to game 3 here. Might make a couple of changes to his list here just to be able to answer what's going on with Nathaniel here. He is going to finally be on the play, so that will be a benefit here for Burning. I mean, what's the ideal here? I don't remember the battlefields that he was running. We know that it was Dreaming Tree. It's God Willow. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, Burning's been going second both these games. He's very excited to go first. And God Willow is so nice into Kaisa with that draw on hold. He will have to be able to hold it, but he obviously has a lot of answers to make sure once guys are in there that they stay. And it's just going to help offset the fact that Kaisa draws so much.
Yeah, and I mean, Nathaniel saving the Dreaming Tree for game 3, which I thought was interesting. Usually it's played on the blind, but chose to use that Targon's Peak, knowing that he is into the Yi. And, I mean, it just didn't pan out for him. So game number 3 here, I think the Yi is favored, especially on the play here. I would like to see a Stalwart Poro. No, not Stalwart Poro. Is he running?
I like Stalwart Poro turn 1 for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think he was on Stalwart. He was? Okay.
He was. I thought he was. He's got a lot of small guys.
That's right.
So he should run Stalwart Poro.
We just haven't seen it in 2 games.
I thought he had Stalwart Poro and Clockwork Keeper.
We know he has Clockwork Keeper for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played it a bunch. And he's got the Pit Rookies. What's the other 2 that he was running?
I thought
it's got to be Stalwart.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's got to be.
We're not running Sith or something like that. And I'm pretty sure it had Stalwart. He's gigantic. Like a 5, nothing else. You get a buff, he's a 6. If you have a mass down, he's a 7, and he would cost you 2. Like, you better run Stalwart Poro, I feel like, if you're running.
Plus, he's got an adorable helmet.
He does have an adorable helmet. He's just adorable in general. I think you adorable even if you took the helmet off.
It's true. I really like the Poros. I know that they made the Poros to be cute and to be like a fan favorite, and it worked.
It worked. It did. The PsyOp got us. They were like, these guys are going to be cute. We're going to give you a cookie to feed them in the beginning of your league game, and you're going to fall in love with them. And you have no choice. And we said, yes, Rito, yes.
It's true. This is true. This is Rito's best success is the Poro.
No, not false. Not false. Yeah, these mats are absolutely gorgeous. So if anyone is interested in them, we have these Aries, we have a Misfortune, we have Jinx, all for sale here. They're custom made by an artist that keeps like looping. You'll see on here. I think it's like Mike Angel is the name, and they're also Dream Ink is the company that I think that prints the
Diamond
mats.
Ink.
Diamond Ink.
No.
I knew it started with a D.
GFQ Underground is the one that we use for the mats. There's the Poro. Look at that helmet. Look at that helmet. He looks adorable. Look at the guy.
But no, okay, yeah. We got the Poro, and he's gonna come up into the God Willow. We are gonna immediately set Hex Tech come down, but immediately Defy is here to protect him and say, no. That's mine. That's
true.
That's my battlefield.
And then, yeah, I mean, this is going to be very difficult to break here. I mean, again, this is one of the Yi's best lines. Just drop that turn 2 Poro, put it in the God Willow, and then good luck.
Yeah, and he decides not to recycle energy here on that Clockwork and leave up a whole rune, which means there's a lot he could do. That could be an On Guard to protect. That could be another Defy. And in fact, it could actually be an Unyielding Spirit, which means that Falling Star is doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like this is devastating here for Nathaniel. Wanted to be able to get into that God Willow, break the draw here, and while Burning is just dumping cards out of his hand, he's going to be able to refuel very quickly as well. And now it's going to be up to the Kaiser to break parity here. He knows he's behind on tempo. It's just going to continue to play as slow as possible. Try and find some room for recovery, finding whether or not he wants to commit to the Dreaming Tree or try and break the base here, or put it at the base to later break it. I don't, the word I'm looking for is escaping my mind. Battlefield.
The
That's the word.
battlefield, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, and he gets the hold. Honestly, I say it too many times. I'm a parrot saying the same thing over and over again. Holding is already so strong. Normally, when you put a guy up to the battlefield, you've already accepted he's going to die. So you pay some cost in losing your character to take the battlefield. But when you hold it, it costs you nothing. And in this case, we're also getting a card.
Yep. So he's going to be able to draw 2 cards here. That discipline's going to be able to take away that Ravenbloom student. So feels very good here. He still has 2 runes available at his disposal for just some sort of tricks. So if there is a second discipline, it's going to feel very bad. And now Nathaniel has to have a cleave or anything really to just trying to break through this field here. But the fact that there's 2 runes available makes things all the scarier here. So just going to use 5. Looks like 6.
Singularity.
Okay, singularity.
Unyielding spirit.
That has got to be devastating here. You see the smirk
smile,
on Nathaniel's face.
The smile.
Both of these players are laughing at it, you know. I mean, that is got to feel bad here if you're Nathaniel, but he's just a great sport about it. And I mean, that has got to be devastating. I just don't know how you're supposed to be able to recover from that. That has got to be the moment, or the straw that breaks that camel back here. Oof. How do you, like, if you're Kaiser, do you just say, oh my God, I hope this isn't game 3, but it is?
I guess so. I mean, what exactly are you supposed to do? The 2 masks come down, and it looks like we're scooping. Wait, no. We were just. As you can tell, I would scoop here. I would scoop here.
This feels bad, man. I mean, that double unyielding spirit. I mean, you play around the first one. You expect your opponent to run 2 possibly, but I mean, if your opponent's running 2, you never play around the second one. You just hope to God that they don't have anything about it. And so now a Cathian Rain has to come down on top of the fact here. So finally going to be able to break that hold that Burning has been developing here for these last few turns. And so now going to be able to finally get a point. But I mean, it's 2-5. You're the aggro deck essentially in this scenario here. As the Templeist, you know you get outscaled by this Yi. And now Yi is able to come down if he so chooses. And he will be able to, come in for 8. And Nathaniel's tapped out here. So looks like Yi is going to be the choice. And he's just going to send it right into that Dreaming Tree. And now Nathaniel has to figure out something quick.
Yeah, I'm sure Nathaniel thought he had much better control of the board after that Decathian Rain, but Yi is waiting in that chosen champion spot to do anything whenever he wants.
Yeah, and now 2 more runes going to get exhausted. Looks like it's going to be Riptide Rex. That's going to be able to answer that board here. So thank God for the Riptide Rex. Going to be able to clear out the Yi finally, or not finally rather, but clear out his field rather finally. And unfortunately for Burning, there is no answer to this Riptide as of yet. Deadbloom Predator can't quite get into the field yet, so Pit Rookie going to come down. Looks like another 2 is going to come down. Looks like it's just going to be that 3rd Pit Rookie as well. So. Or is that second with this game? The second with this game. The games are blending together.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of game 3s this weekend.
No, we have not. It really has felt like the better player consistently has been winning. So a lot of 2-0s have happened here. A lot of these players are still learning how these games work out here. Darius likely going to be the card. No, instead it's going to be this Kaiser, going to be able to accelerate her into one of these battlefields, which is nice.
Yep, she is up and into it, and now they're going to have to attack her back, but those 2 masks are immediately going to give a +2. And I mean, that does mean both these Pit Rookies are automatically a 4, a 5 if they have the buff, and that doesn't have to deal with Kaisa. Not automatically enough, though, to deal with Riptide Rex.
That's true. I mean, he does run 2 of the Primal Mites. We don't know if he cited either of them out yet, but we did see one on game number 2 here. So Nox was hopeful just going to be put down there to try and answer what's going on with what Burning has on his field here. So we assume that if you just wants to take that field, you'll do it one at a time there. And yeah, I mean, Dead Bloom Predator really is going to be the death knell here, I feel.
What does he get off the death knell here?
No, just if the Dead Bloom Predator hits, that's the end of the game.
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke off the keyword. Sorry, I'm a dad. Let's see. Yeah, Dead Bloom though would be disastrous. I completely agree. It's coming in not only as an 8, but a 10. I hate these masks, I've decided.
So now it looks like Discipline is going to come down here, going to be able to
Okay.
draw an additional card and get rid of that Riptide Rex. So
Oof.
now that does not feel good, and he's already at 7 points. So if this field gets taken here, this is the game. He does have 8 runes available, does have Dead Bloom Predator. That does mean it's game. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this goes. He's really just praying and hoping that, that it doesn't end here. And it looks like 8 is going to
Ooh.
get exhausted, and now
Two
2 of those
down.
runes coming down, and that
Dead
Dead Bloom
Bloom.
Predator coming down, and that's the handshake. So yeah, I mean, this game 1 really felt like that Stalwart Paro hit the field, and then he tried to Falling Star, and yeah, it just kept going from bad to worse. You're like, okay, the Falling Star didn't answer. All right, what about Singularity? And that didn't answer. And then he was like, okay, what about Acathian Rain? Surely
That
the
worked.
Acathian Rain, right? And that finally worked, but it felt like it was just too little too late.
Yeah, he was like, here, time for Kathy and Rain. Okay, cool. How about my Yi? How about my Yi? And just like that, what a fantastic job, though, by that Yi. I mean, he went into game 1 going second, still won the game. And those unyielding spirits in game 2 and 3 were insane.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, game 2, it was almost enough to get him there, but I mean, Nathanael just navigated that situation
Mhm.
perfectly, was able to just bring back that tempo. And while he did exhaust a lot of resources to do so, that did push him over the edge to be able to get that final point.
Yeah, very true. I think they did both like a great job. We did see though, especially like game 1, just how important handling your resources correctly is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, too many runes were burned, and
It
and
was
what do
a
you do?
burning ship from there, or someone, some may say sinking, but in this case, it was a burning ship.
The ship was on fire and sinking while still, while fully engulfed in the water.
Yeah,
That's
see?
how on fire that ship was.
It was a falling star. I'm sorry. I have too many bad jokes. But that being said, I don't know. I love seeing. Oh, let's reword. I don't know if I actually love seeing the Kaisa Ymir, but it's really interesting to see the two like try to interact with each other. Yi obviously has answers for Kaisa, and Kaisa also obviously has some answers for Yi as well. So I'm sure we'll see it again later. But great job by these two players.
Yeah, really great job. I guess for now, we'll just send it right back to the BR back screen, and then when we come back, we'll hopefully be at top 16. Might do a couple of interviews just to fill some time.
Awesome. We're gonna see you guys later then, and have a great one. See you for top 16 maybe.
All right, I'm here with your winner. Pretty good round, pretty good result. Should get you into top 16, I imagine.
Yep, I hope so. I was ranked 11 before this, so I imagine winning.
I think X2 should just be in from what I heard about a little bit on the math, but
Yep.
we'll see shortly thereafter. Pretty good overall. Is this your first time at Charlie's?
It is.
What do you think?
There are a lot of players, but I love how competitive it is.
True.
I can't get this kind of experience playing at locals.
That's fair.
The stakes definitely makes it a lot more scary, but at the same time, it's also pretty cool. So
It's been a pretty tough event. I mean,
That
a lot
is
of different
true.
decks. Anything that you've been running into that's been a little bit unusual as far as some of your matchups, some of the decks?
unusual.
Pretty typical meta, just a bunch of
Yes.
Kaisers and
I haven't seen anything too unusual. I have been playing my fair share of Kaisas. This was my 4th one, which actually isn't too bad since there were 9 rounds. But yeah, I've been able to progress through, but fairly well. But sometimes I do brick. Actually, had a rare game where I bricked on runes.
runes. Ooh,
I didn't know it was
only one
possible.
color. I mean, it's not super common, but
It's not-
it can. The power cost can be kind of tricky sometimes.
I hit 6 greens in a row and was unable to play Kiana in one of my matches.
That's
Actually, it happened twice in a row in my best of 3 with that same player.
That's
So.
a little awkward. A little awkward. Speaking of Kaisa, let's talk about Unyielding Spirit a little bit. Why don't you tell me about that? I imagine it's been pretty good this weekend.
I love that card, but sadly, even though I sideboard 3 in, I never find it when I fight Kaisa. So I guess I just transferred all of the luck I never had with the card into this one match because I was able to draw it in both the games I sideboarded it in. And in the last match, I managed to draw it twice, which was extremely lucky.
And right when you needed it. And it's a
Right when I
pretty
need
good
it.
one. For one, come on. It's so good. Super strong.
Hey, I had to recycle one too, so I was just like the Kaisa.
That's fair. That's fair. But a huge blowout of a card when you get it.
Yep.
Definitely very, very powerful. Do you have anybody that you want to shout out at all? Any testing groups, anything like that? Anybody from home?
I have a friend I test play a lot with, and one of the other competitors, my brother, also plays Kaisa, so he's also a pretty good test buddy for Kaisa.
Excellent, excellent, awesome. So I will let you go get a little bit of a breather before Top Cut, if that's going to be there. We'll probably maybe see a little bit more of you. But I will let you go. Thank you for the interview.
Thanks.
And good luck in the next rounds.
Thank you.
Okay, so we did actually get that interview that we were talking about.
I'm so glad we did. And that is so funny what he said about that unyielding spirit. I actually ran up to both of the potential interviewers and I was like, guys, you have to talk to him about that unyielding spirit. He doesn't even draw it in the other times. Doesn't even
Yeah.
draw it. This is the one time he drew it.
Listen, the time that it matters the most, it's there, and that's all you got. That's all you got to worry about it for.
True, true. But yeah, I sometimes I have that feeling every time I mulligan. I'm like looking at a mulligan. I'm like, I'm never going to see you again. Goodbye. And then you're like, wait, do I put more of it in my card? Like, I feel like that's like when you're like, okay, well, what do I put in my deck? You know,
Right.
you got to be really careful with the counts in this game because if you mulligan it away, you're never seeing it again.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, if you mulligan away, you're never seeing it again. There are no shuffle effects in the game as of yet. I feel like they're specifically trying to avoid doing that on purpose, which I
like it.
like it. Yeah, I mean, shuffling does slow down gameplay patterns enough, and I mean, this game is very complex already, so
It's
yeah, it's just gonna add more time. We're already over time all the time.
Yeah,
That's gonna make it
exactly.
worse.
You go over time already that I cannot imagine shuffling. I know in Pokemon, it feels like that's where a lot of the time goes. It's like the action shuffle, action shuffle, action shuffle, action shuffle is where all the time goes.
Yeah,
So I like the choice. I like the choice for sure.
yeah. I mean, Pokemon has so much searching that like it's you're cutting multiple times in the same turn.
Yeah, sometimes.
And so, yeah, I mean, I remember there was like a Pokemon player that took like a 20-minute turn once. I forget what that was, but
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. There's a couple of them that'll do it. There's a couple of them. Like,
yeah.
the deck is gone now, Annie, but like, I sometimes do a cut up to 4 times a turn. Let's put it that way. More than 4 times a turn.
Oh my goodness.
But especially if you're on a different sporter. But yeah, so really, it's very much not helps determine, but like it affects your card count a lot. So it's
Absolutely.
really interesting to see what he said with that. It sounds like he cited in all 3. It worked for him this time.
Yeah, I mean, he finally got to draw it, and then the falling star. It felt like it was a blowout for that falling star, and then the singularity was even more of a blowout because he spent 6 runes to use it, and then it didn't do
Anything.
jack diddly dot.
Yeah, it was supposed to do 12,
Squat.
and it did 0.
Yeah,
Not good.
that does not. No, that does not feel good. I mean, the Kaizen mitigated like the cycling of the second rune, which felt okay, and then the Riptide Rex was able to sort of even the playing field, but by then it was just too late.
Yeah, it was a tragic ending, but really great job by the Yi player. And I'm excited
Absolutely.
to see if we're going to see him into our top 16. And even more so, how many other Yis are going to be playing Unyielding Spirit? I've seen it in side decks, but I feel like this is the first time I've seen it actually make its way onto the board.
I think it was in the side deck actually.
Yeah, I'm like agreeing. Like a couple others have it
play
in the
it.
side deck, but like actually ending up playing it, I haven't seen it too many times.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, at least in my locals, because my locals, we get like 20 plus
Oh, wow.
people, so we just don't have the ability to do best of 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So we just do the fun best of 1s, and so everyone's sideboard cards just don't get used ever.
But at my local, we like get the 30 people, and for some reason they still decide to do the best of 3.
Oh,
and it
that's why
starts
you
at
leave at
7
3.
p.m. and it ends at 3 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, you have to. I'm saying best of one's way better than that. Best of one is way better than that. I promise. I want best of one. I want best of
Oh,
one.
no.
I'm also just like not used to sideboarding, so I'm like,
Mm,
oh, game 2. No, I don't need a sideboard. I have a whole guide on how to sideboard, but I don't need a sideboard.
that's fair.
I don't need to do it because I've never done it in my life. But I need to learn how to. We are going to be getting standings soon. Top 6. This last round is, I don't even think close to it. It looked like a lot of people were still playing.
Yeah,
round?
yeah. I mean, this is probably the last round when everyone's in there winning in. They're
Mhm.
going to be playing slow because they feel the pressure of everything. They really want to get that top cut.
And the math, there's just so much like complex math. I think I was even talking to someone about like the Fiora math. It's like buff Fiora has this, depending on what this happens, all the different things you have to account for when even just deciding to move into the battlefield. A lot of math to be done, and with that, it takes a lot of time. So, we'll see how this goes, but we'll have stats at the beginning probably of top 16.
Yeah, should have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, with that, I think we'll just send it off to a break for now, and we'll be back with that top cut.
Awesome. See you guys for top 16.